Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this afternoon, Telecom's bosses lambast the hoodlums over network outage as a vast promises law come in to tackle destruction of infrastructure theft. Minister of Science, Energy, Telecommunications and Transport, Darrell Vaz, has indicated that legislation is to be tabled in Parliament in short order to combat the theft and the vandalism of telecommunications infrastructure. Vaz's declaration follows Tuesday's network outage that affected the island's two main telecommunication companies, Flow Jamaica and Digicel, and was reportedly caused by an act of vandalism that impacted the fiber cables serving both providers. This significant act of vandalism impacted residential and business services for thousands of Flow and Digicel customers across the island. It is definitely troubling that both networks had issues on the same day, which was like a double whammy, Vaz told the news. Noting the huge impact the network outage had on productivity, he stated that the legislation to address such matters has already been drafted and will be brought to Parliament soon. I am well aware of the issues that they face with vandalism and theft, which we are working hard with the police and also with legislation to make that crime more prohibitive in terms of deterring them, in terms of the level of fines and imprisonment, he said. He added that he was awaiting a report on the incident from both companies. In a joint statement on Tuesday, both Flow and Digicel condemned the network vandalism, which they indicated occurred early Tuesday morning. The statement noted that technical teams from both companies worked assiduously to rectify the damage and have fully restored the services. We take this opportunity to again ask the public's support as we work to deliver best-in-class telecommunications services for the benefit of our nation. Attacks leveled on our critical infrastructure by vandals not only disrupts our operations but impact the productivity, safety and the functioning of the broader community that depends on these services, the statement read. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness, in a statement to Parliament in July last year, said he had instructed Vaz to bring legislation very quickly to Parliament to protect a certain critical infrastructure. The Prime Minister described the vandalism against the telecommunication companies as despicable and noted that the loss of telecommunications service is not due to incompetence or lack of care, but rather it's sometimes the very people who are in your community that do it. Meanwhile, Stephen Price, Vice President and General Manager at Flow Jamaica, labeled such actions as senseless. He called for a collaborative action to address the issue. As critical stakeholders in Jamaica's growth, we continue to invest in our network to ensure readiness for the future, and we urge members of the public and other players to join hands with us to address this issue, which only proves counterproductive in today's digital age, he said while thanking customers for their loyalty. Stephen Marad, CEO of Digicel, said the vandalism left him deeply disturbed. Such actions are reckless and harmful to nation building, affecting both the Digicel and the Flow customers across the country. These destructive acts threaten our society and the shared future. Digicel strongly condemns any form of vandalism aimed at destabilizing our infrastructure, he said. Every day we work tirelessly to deliver the most advanced communication services that help drive economic progress, improve quality of life, and empower individuals and businesses alike. We stand united in our goal to build a more connected and prosperous future for all Jamaicans, he added. Absent juror derails start of cops trial for beating death of Mario Dean. Yesterday's much-anticipated start of the trial of 3 police officers who are facing a range of charges in connection with the 2014 beating death of Mario Dean did not get underway as one of the 7 jurors empaneled on Monday was absent. Dean's mother, Mercia Fraser, who endured 10 years of frustration in St. James before the case was transferred to the Westmoreland Circuit Court later last year, was not pleased with the latest delay and did not hesitate to express her disappointment and annoyance after she came, hoping to finally see a start to the trial. I actually felt like I would cry because we had built our hopes up so much and I felt so good about this, and then today's event happened. It does not feel good and it really dampened my spirit, but we are not giving up, said Fraser. The trial of the 3 police officers, Corporal Elaine Stewart and the constables Juliana Cleavon and Marlon Grant, which is being handled by High Court Justice Courtney Day, is rescheduled to start on Thursday, as the juror who was absent on Tuesday is expected to be in attendance. On Tuesday, Day told the 3 defendants and the other 6 jurors that based on the court's checks, the absent juror had left home to attend the court but did not have her phone with her, making it difficult to contact her directly. One information that has emerged is that the juror left home but also left her phone at home, so up to this point, there is no means of communicating directly with her. We are not in a position to determine whether we should wait further or where the juror is, they said. Fraser has been at the forefront of the fight for justice for her son, who died on August 6, 2014, 3 days after being brutally beaten while in custody at the lockup at the Barnett Street Police Station in Montego Bay. Her son, who was 31 years old at the time of his death, was in custody after he was arrested for possession of a small amount of ganja. I am going to ride out the storm, although sometimes I really feel like quitting because this is holding me back. I am losing money because I work for myself, so therefore, if I do not work, I do not have any money to get, and then I have to find the money to spend to come here, said Fraser. But I did this for 10 years, and I think I can manage to go through. Attorney at Law Martin Thomas, who is part of the defense team for the 3 police officers, alongside a fellow attorney, Dalton Reed, told the news that he is hopeful the trial will start tomorrow, as the defendants have had the charges looming over them for the past decade. Stewart, Cleavon, and Grant are charged with manslaughter, misconduct in a public office, and perverting the course of justice. It is alleged that they were on duty at the Barnett Street Police Station at the time Dean was beaten. It is also alleged that Stewart, the senior officer on duty at the time, ordered the cleaning of the cell where the beating took place before investigators from the Independent Commission of Investigations arrived to commence their investigations. JUTC launches new cashless smart fare initiative. The cashless push towards a greater efficiency in the state-run Jamaica Urban Transit Company has been renewed with the official launch of the Ride Right new smart fare initiative. The electronic fare payment system will replace the existing smarter card as well as the cash transactions as a payment for fares effective June 1. The move to the smart fare is in alignment with the government's thrust for a cashless enterprise where passengers will use their cards or phones to pay fares. JUTC Marketing and Sales Manager Nathalia Palomino explained that 2,000 cards have been distributed since the initiative's soft launch on February 1. She said the Smart Fare mobile app will be launched in the coming weeks and will not only allow commuters to check their balance, but will act as a cashless Smart Fare card,
which will not only allow commuters to check their balance, but it will act as a cardless Smart Fare card. No more worries about lost cards. It will also store multiple commuter profiles. It operates on a cloud-based system for smooth and efficient transactions. We are listening to our commuters and we observe that they like the features of Smart Fare. So we are giving you enough time to change your cards. You or commuters will have up until May 31st to get your Smart Fare cards.
Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.